So, our main event's coming up
Main
next.
event time.
Nothing needs to be said about Joe Giannetti. He's a staple here, fought most of his career here before making it to the Ultimate Fighter, making it to the finale, finds his way back here. Coming off a couple losses to other promotions, but he's a staple, and they're giving him a title fight here. It was a spur-of-the-moment decision by Mike, but his opponent, all the way from Detroit, Michigan, is Darius Estelle. No stranger to this cage here. Has a win over Zach DiSabatino in his first fight at Plymouth Memorial Hall, and he's carrying momentum.
And Darius was supposed to fight Don Shanis in our last event. He suffered an injury, I believe, and you might be able to elaborate on that some more.
Yeah, he had a foot injury prior to that Don Shanis fight that pulled him out of that contest. In step Nate Williams for that fight, but the time off, that's a month ago now. He took that fight off 7 weeks ago, and he's recovered. That foot is recovered. He was willing to come in here, take a fight up a weight class at 155. He didn't have to cut so much, but we know he's got lightning fast speed in all of his strikes. He's a decorated grappler in his own right, knows the ins and outs of all positions, and he's an Army veteran as well. Another veteran stepping into the cage tonight.
I think maybe even a fellow Ranger, someone told me at one point.
You might be right.
I'm not 100% sure. But nonetheless, he's going to bring that mentality into the cage that he's taken from the military. Like Andy mentioned, he's a very quick guy. He's explosive. He's from Michigan top team, 7-3, fought very tough competition. And he's facing Jojo Giannetti, who's suffered a few losses, but that's at the highest level. He's done very well in Cage Titans over the course of his career, and that's what got him to the next level. He had a good performance on the Ultimate Fighter, made it to the finale, and he finds himself back here at Cage Titans for the first time in a while, fighting for the pro title at lightweight for 5 rounds.
And he's got a hell of a gas tank as well, as he has gone the distance through much of his career to no problem whatsoever. And I'm kind of shocked that Whitney Houston isn't playing right now. That's a first, but Joe Giannetti, Skeletor, making his way back to the Cage Titans cage after a couple of fights at some other promotions, spending time out in California at American Kickboxing Academy with Daniel Cormier, Habib Nurmagomedov, sporting team carrier on his trunks. It's not much you can miss out on saying about this young man.
He's got phenomenal grappling, but he's very rangy with his striking. He'll throw a lot of funky kicks up there. He gets his legs up quick. He likes to move in and out, and he'll stick those long-range weapons out there. And he's not afraid to stand up with somebody. And you know, he's not going to get the knockout necessarily, but he's willing to win on points and outwork somebody on the feet until he may be able to get into the ground and get that submission finish that he's looking for.
As you say, he's very rangy and creative with his striking. That often frustrates people and makes them want to rush in towards him, which gives them the opportunity to get the fight to the ground. Or sometimes in desperation, they take the fight to the ground.
Chanel and Shah get us set for this title fight, and our main event is sponsored by Operation Bet Now. Take it to the measurables, gentlemen.
Here we go. We got Joe Giannetti, age 26, weighing in at 154 pounds, standing 6 feet tall. He's going to have the reach advantage at 74 inches. Darius Estelle on the other side, 32 years of age, 153 pounds, 5'8", standing with a 71-inch reach. To Andy, take us away to the main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, 12 fights down, 1 to go. This is your main event of the evening, and it is for the vacant professional Cage Titans lightweight title, scheduled for 5 rounds, 5 minutes apiece. Ladies and gentlemen, here at Plymouth Memorial Hall, if you are ready for these two warriors to go to war tonight for Cage Titans gold, let them hear you! Let's go! Introducing first, in the red corner, holding a professional record of 7 victories and 3 defeats. He stands 5 feet 7 1/2 inches tall and weighing in at 153 pounds.
from Detroit, Michigan, he is representing DJJ and Michigan Top Team. Let's hear it for Darius, the Solo Beast, Estelle. And now, introducing his opponent, standing across from him in the blue corner, holding a professional mixed martial arts record of 9 victories, 4 defeats, and 1 draw. He stands 6 feet tall, and he weighed in at 155 pounds. From Bridgewater, Massachusetts, he's representing American Kickboxing Academy. Let's hear it for Joe Skeletor Giannotti! And when the action begins, our referee for this professional title fight is Brian Miner.
They got their eyes locked on each other. Here we go, it's main event time.
And the voice is gone for the night. Whoa, okay.
You gave it your all out there, Andy.
I do what I can. All right, Darius is still in the black trunks, and the red and black trunks.
With the Naruto print, JoJo.
Oh, nice step back,
nice
left
counter.
hand.
JoJo steps back and counters. Darius rushing in, throwing big punches.
JoJo with the takedown.
JoJo gets on top.
We talked about the speed of Estelle.
Estelle came in swinging, but it allowed JoJo to get the takedown, and that's how JoJo gets takedowns. He doesn't like to do open shots. He's not a really offensive, strong wrestler, but he's got great grappling, and he finds ways to bait guys in. Darius gave it to him by rushing in like that.
JoJo is very good at mixing up. Great position there. Loses it. Illegal knee, unfortunately, but
it was close. It was very close.
It looked like it might have hit the chest, and it looked like Darius was almost getting up, so.
It was on his way up. I couldn't see if his knee was still down.
Might have been a bang-bang scenario. Nice knee from
JoJo's searching for those knees, and he's got long legs.
JoJo is fighting with a ferocity that we don't usually see from him.
Agreed.
Usually he's very patient, lets him fall into the trap, puts him in the spider's web, but right now he's just coming out looking vicious. It's great to see.
You usually don't see this violence out of him, right, from the beginning.
No, he sort of works his way into it.
Absolutely, but I think Darius, the way Darius came out, kind of forced JoJo into that type of exchange, and he's like, let's go, it's time to fight.
JoJo very lanky and unorthodox and tricky in the way that he positions himself here, and as he does on the ground too, but it's allowing him to land a lot of creative strikes and threaten the takedowns at the same time.
And he's got on the hips, he's on top.
Well done, changing levels, getting the hands under the hips, and finishing this takedown into half guard. Now Darius Estelle has I remember, he does kind of start slow and comes out in the second round with a bigger blitz, if I remember correctly, throughout his career. But this is definitely not the place he wants to be.
He came in like a bat out of hell.
Another one, nicely timed to the body.
JoJo is timing those knees. He's searching for those knees every time Darius starts to make it back up to his feet.
That one was timed precisely.
And on a single leg. JoJo is known mostly for his jiu-jitsu, but he's another one who has a high school wrestling background.
He'll tell you, though, he was not very good at high school wrestling, but that is his base indeed. But he's grown from it, and it has improved.
JoJo's stalking, he's fainting.
He doesn't have
another knee.
The style for pure wrestling, but it works really well in conjunction with his other skills, and he often finds himself landing takedowns against his opponent as he has here.
Darius trying to get in the range with his opening punches to find the home of the chin with his next follow-up punches. But Joe doing a great job countering in tight and lands a nice head kick there in that exchange.
JoJo is so aggressive in comparison to his usual more tricksy self, and I'm loving it so far.
Absolutely, it's working in his favor, and I think with a guy like Darius, he has to be aggressive like this, and he's being very methodical, though. You see Darius kind of rushing in, not setting it up as much, waiting in with big shots. One of those shots land, it could be dangerous, but JoJo is much more methodical, picking him apart with the stand-up.
Wrestling looks really sharp, too. His grips are always exactly where they ought to be, outmaneuvering Darius in the grip fighting game, in the head fighting game, and that's leading to these opportunities for both strikes and takedowns.
And JoJo struggled with weight in the past, but he seems to be in great shape. physically looks strong.
It's funny, when he came in, I was thinking to myself that he looks a lot stronger than usual. He looks more chiseled, more built.
Absolutely, I agree. It looks like he put on a little bit of lean muscle. Maybe he picked it up with some of his strength training. Searching for those elbows.
Nice short
Nice dirty
punches
boxing.
Yeah, Joe definitely taking it up on the aggression.
Going for that
meter.
clinch. He's looking for knees, and Darius takes a deep breath. He looks tired already.
Clean counter strike by JoJo.
I know, that slip back right hand has been money for him so far this fight.
Well, Darius is just wading in. You know, he's going in with the big shots. He's not setting it up with feints or setting up with his footwork, and it's allowing JoJo to step back.
Darius with a takedown,
Gets
caught
down.
the knee.
JoJo scrambles.
Taking the
Darius
back.
goes to the back, and JoJo's
Not
out.
quite.
What a
And
scramble here.
JoJo's going for his back now.
The eggs are scrambling tonight.
Winding down to the end of the round. 20 seconds left. Searching. Some big punches.
Mixing it up, right?
Great job
He wants-
catching the kick from Estelle. JoJo looking for the neck, but
Searching for
Estelle,
that choke right at the end of the round.
Estelle doing a great job staying composed and getting out of the
JoJo ends
way
up on top.
of that choke.
10-9.
Joe was
JoJo
really attacking
Giannetti.
that neck, but Estelle showed his charisma and his experience getting out of that situation at the end of the round. We'll see what kind of adjustments he can make going into the second stanza.
Something JoJo had said a bunch on his social media was that in his time away, he has reinvented himself. And he says even he does not know what we're going to see here tonight. And I'll say I would not have expected it, but I like what I see.
I'm very impressed with how JoJo's come out. A lot of times he is a slow starter. A lot of times he's not that violent and aggressive. He is very aggressive this fight. He seems to be stronger. He's leaner. He looks good. So far, 10-9 JoJo.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. But as I mentioned before, Darius has a tendency of coming out with a different level of intensity in the second round. Now, I know you said he might be breathing heavy. We'll see how he comes out right here.
He seems to be a little tired to me. We'll see as this fight goes on.
He's pulled the upset off before here at Plymouth Memorial Hall against JoJo's teammate, Zach DiSabatino. So I'm sure that we have to be wary.
And he's throwing heat. If one of those big shots lands,
No
it
doubt.
could be lights out.
No doubt.
Here we go. Round 2. Again, big shots.
That time it was an uppercut. Good job by Joe. And a hook.
JoJo hits him with the left hook.
Darius might have gotten stung right there.
He looks a little wobbled. JoJo's very relaxed.
Nice slip and rip on Darius Estelle's part.
Great blitz by Darius.
Couple real close shots. Looked like a few landed. JoJo's right back, taking the center. Pushing Darius back, keeping range.
Joe looking for that uppercut again, but Estelle wise to it, moving his head out of the way. That time it landed. Nice knee to the body from Giannetti.
Giannetti wobbled him. Darius sticks out his tongue, but generally you know that means you felt it.
Darius with a clean counter on that exchange,
Nice
however.
shot.
Definitely throwing in the pocket is Darius, the solo beast, Estelle.
As you say, Andy, he's definitely coming out with greater aggression and urgency in this second round.
Not a lot of kicks from Darius Estelle, primarily using his attack with the hands.
He's waiting and then is exploding with big shots. He's rushing in and throwing big shots. JoJo's getting a good read on it, but if Darius lands one, another rush.
Lands a few on that one, but JoJo
And
shoulder rolls.
JoJo, good movement, good head movement.
And the
really nice
countering.
defense.
And the countering in the pocket has been what's really impressing me out of Joe Giannetti tonight. Another left hand
That
lands.
left hook. Darius reacts.
Wow, Darius
He's-
missing with that right hand, eating a right hand for his troubles after that. Joe's hands look as good as they have ever looked in his career. Lands a great one, too.
Another shot and a knee.
Nice hook from Estelle on the counter.
JoJo's doing a good job getting out of the way.
Oh,
Oh,
oh!
and two big shots by Darius. JoJo is moving back.
Joe's got a melon for a head, though.
It is large. That's a large head.
I mean that with all compliments, Skeletor.
Absolutely. That's actually a great thing to have in fighting.
This is a very intriguing round so far because while the first was far more one-sided, this time Estelle has landed some big shots. JoJo's been unfazed, but any one of those to the chin can change the game.
No doubt about it. JoJo has a little mouse under his eye.
JoJo is still ahead on strikes, I would say,
Oh,
but
that left hand
these are adding up.
got his attention.
And JoJo's rolling a lot with the punches. He is getting hit a bit, but he's rolling those shoulders. He's moving back. He's moving with the punch. And he landed that left.
And a clean knee.
And a clean knee.
Darius with double underhooks. JoJo pummels in,
Underhook.
turns the tables.
Keep in mind, Joe Giannetti coming off of back-to-back losses, hungry to get back into the win column, and especially with the belt on the line.
JoJo has always been very skilled. Some of his weaknesses in the past has been due to a lack of urgency, but he's coming out with incredible aggression and renewed vigor, and I think that that plugs up the issues he's had in the past for sure.
You are so right with that. He has been in spots where he needs to show the urgency to get up, to get back on the offensive front. And thus far, he's just keeping a steady pace of knuckle sandwiches flying Darius Estelle's way. And Darius still showing he's dangerous in the pocket and just missing JoJo right there. But Joe lands a nice
Another
left hand
big
in that
shot.
exchange. It's a dogfight, though. Both of these guys want that gold.
JoJo continues to bully Darius around, but Darius still, every few times, lands a mean shot in return.
You're not taking the fight out of this guy.
Much like Sean Ladley, dangerous to the last. Maybe it is that military mentality that you mentioned before.
Heated exchange back and forth. Darius makes him back up.
Right when I thought Darius was hurt from Joe, he fires back 2 shots. But Joe, that right hand.
He's nailing with that jab.
He is making Darius run into that right hand every time he blitzes in.
Quite a few times after Darius has missed or he's been able to roll, he's hit him with that lead hand, that jab. He sticks it out there. There he goes again. Little side kick and a knee.
Huh, Brian Miner getting agile in there.
What a fight. I love to see JoJo ripping shots.
Swing and a miss.
Beautiful
Right at the
counter.
bell.
And they end with a nice exchange.
Right at
Eyes
the
locked on each other.
JoJo's always been slick, but now he's getting vicious, and I really like to see it.
Yeah, and Darius Estelle showcasing why he's fit for this title fight. As Janelle and Shy walk around with the 3rd round marker and that shiny Cage Titans professional belt that they are both fighting for right now. Darius needs to make some serious adjustments coming into this fight, whether throwing some kicks in there, attacking the lower avenues of Joe's body, putting water in the basement, going to the body, go to the legs. We haven't seen any of that out of Darius thus far. He's been headhunting primarily through this fight. And Joe has the remedy to counter that. Slip back, control the distance, keep plopping that lead hand out there. Whether in a jab or check hook form, it's been money for him all night.
As Sean has said, JoJo's been very slick, rolling his shoulders, moving with the strikes to mitigate some of the damage, but Darius has been throwing bombs and has landed some, and he's not out of this fight yet.
And when Darius is coming in, he's trying to take JoJo's head off. I mean, JoJo has looked great. He's been able to slide out of the way, hit him with that jab, use his cross. Every time he's against the cage, he's landing knees. He's doing a little more damage, but Darius is remaining extremely dangerous, and they're moving into the 3rd round now.
After 2 rounds like that, fatigue is going to become a factor soon, even for well-conditioned athletes.
JoJo timed that.
They both landed there. Nice
Darius
elbow
over the top.
Darius rushed in,
Looks like
gets
Joe's,
him at the end of his punches.
looks like Joe's got a little bit of a mouse under that right eye.
Body head.
There we go. He mixed it up. Stuck a right hand in the solar plexus. Did Darius Estelle.
You'd like to see Darius mix in some more feints. He's talking to him. And he's rushing and swinging.
Nice left hand to the body.
Those
snuck
are
in
big
there
shots.
by Joe.
I'm very impressed by the will of Darius Estelle. You can see that he's breathing heavy, but he still pulls out this explosiveness as he blitzes him. I don't know that I'd be able to do that.
You can tell he's almost taking his time, recovering a little, taking some deep breaths. He's tired, but then he explodes. He'll throw 4 or 6 punches at a time. There he goes again. Oh, JoJo hits him with a big knee. Big knee, he's going for the finish.
That's it.
Elbows, that's it. It's all over.
Wow. I mean,
big knee.
I think that's his first finish by strikes in his career.
And the way he came out.
He was trying to find that knee all night, stayed persistent with it. His attacks that were working, he stayed true to them.
His striking, his aggressiveness looked better than ever. This is a different JoJo Giannetti.
Absolutely,
yeah.
as you said.
Very intense. You don't see that intensity from him always. He came in here hungry. He came in here ready to win. And you find him on a KO victory of the main event tonight.
He's come in looking more complete than ever before. He's always had slick striking. Now he has dangerous striking to accompany his submission game.
We've always known he's had the striking skills. I've sparred Joe a number of times, and like sometimes at the end of it, I'm like, dude, you know.
And there's the replay here. Hits him with a big knee. Follows up. He jumps all over him right here. Didn't give Darius a chance to recover.
The finishing, that instinct to go after and go for the kill. Outstanding from Joe Giannetti.
And here's a nice show of respect by the two gentlemen.
All bad blood in the past 3 fights of the feature bout of Cage Titans 49. All respect afterwards, no matter what. That's what the sport is all about. And look at him, posing for a picture. Darius Estelle gave a great fight. He made it a great fight, was falling behind early, had to go for broke there.
Darius is a mentally tough guy. You could tell he was tired early on, and JoJo was implementing his game and putting it on Darius, but Darius was right there the whole time. He was rushing in with big shots. I mean, a couple of them missed by half an inch.
A big step in the right direction and climb your way back into the bigs for Joe Giannetti, climbing to 10-4, winning a belt and scoring a knockout victory. A couple more like that, his name's going to be right at the top of the list again. Congratulations to the newly crowned champion. And Darius Estelle, we know, is going to continue and be back very soon as well. I'm going to go make this official, and let's wrap this night up, boys, in just a few short moments.
It's almost time for the after party.
Hosted by Joe Penefiel.
It's at Joe Penefiel's house. You have to buy a one-way ticket to Florida, but I'm sure it'll be worth it. What a great night of fights.
Cage Titans continues to outdo itself. This is one of the best shows I've seen in a long time.
This is the only place I'll fight anymore. Unless Bellator or someone's like, hey, you want to fight Fedor for $100,000?
There really is something special about performing here under these
I
lights.
love Cage Titans. Fought for them 10 times. Wouldn't fight anywhere else locally.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep it going for these two main event warriors. Even all you people leaving, keep the noise going for these two guys. Brian Miner has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 23 seconds of round number 3. Giving you your winner by TKO and new Cage Titans Professional Lightweight Champion, Joe Skeletor Giannetti.